I don't know if everybody quite realizes how big a weekend it is for Matt Stafford. Let me read you a stat real quick. History of the NFL, history. One quarterback ever. This was in week 16 against Seattle. 400 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes, no picks against the team that finished with the NFL's number 1 scoring defense. That was Stafford week 16. Never been done. And I've said if he wins another Super Bowl, I will put him 1 spot ahead of Aaron Rodgers all time, and that sounds kooky. I think Aaron Rodgers, 11th or 12th best quarterback ever, I would insert Stafford 1 spot ahead. There are no great movies with choppy endings. Go look at the last 5 years between the two. Stafford has been on a heater, 7-2 in the playoffs, multiple Pro Bowls, probably wins the MVP, more touchdowns than Aaron, higher passer rating, easily the better quarterback. But bigger than any stat is this. Aaron in his prime in well-run Green Bay only had 1 great playoff run. 1 in his prime. He was 1-4 in conference championships. Stafford, late prime to out of his prime in just 5 years, is on his 2nd. There's no other way to put it. Stafford was born into a dysfunctional family in Detroit. The minute he was adopted by the LA Rams, he has been significantly the better quarterback. All he needed was grown-ups in the building. Add this, too, which feels very Elway, Brady, and Mahomes. Matt Stafford, of his 7 career playoff wins, 5, he's had game-winning drives in a very short period of time. How many would he had if he had 12 good years? Aaron, in that huge window in Green Bay, didn't even have 3. He only had 2. Game-winning drives are what define Elway and Mahomes, not just the trophies. And Stafford, this is another thing. His passer rating, his completion percentage, his yards per game, his touchdown to interception ratio go up in the playoffs. Again, very Mahomes and Brady. Aaron's actually go down. So Stafford, in the biggest games, against the best competition, is actually better. Aaron is slightly worse. That's something. This is what you got during the Elway-Marino debates. For a long time, people said, oh, Marino, that release, because Marino, like Aaron, was prettier. The aesthetic was more jarring and amazing. But in the end, that last 3 or 4 years for Elway separated the two. You're getting that. Aaron's always been the prettier quarterback. The way he throws, connection to Hollywood, kind of cool. Yeah. Doesn't point fingers, takes ownership, always accountable. I'm going to put Stafford with a Super Bowl 1 slot ahead Aaron. 1 slot ahead of Aaron. And I think Aaron's top 12 ever. That's how big of a weekend it is for Matt Stafford. All right, Brian Daboll is going to interview with the Buffalo Bills. Phillip Rivers is also interviewing. He's not going to get the job, but it's kind of an interesting interview. I want to go back because we don't tend to talk about who got hired last year in the coaching cycle. So if you go back 1 year in the coaching cycle, Vrabel was an automatic. We all knew he was going to be great. Faster maybe than you predicted, but we knew it was a big hit. We also knew Ben Johnson had been the smartest, most clever coordinator in the NFL for several years, had several offers. We thought that was going to work too. And we knew kind of all of us, even people in Dallas knew, Brian Schottenheimer, that's a pretty weak swing. So 3 of 7, you kind of felt like, yeah, Vrabel and Ben Johnson are going to work, Schottenheimer. But when you went to Liam Cohen, Kellen Moore, Aaron Glenn, I don't know. Pete Carroll, I thought, would stabilize the Raiders. That was a mess. But in a lot of the young guys, he didn't really know. And I think that is where Brian Daboll is. I don't know. The best part about him, it's an offensive league, and he's an offensive coach, and he's worked with Josh Allen. The worst part, he was 20, 40, and 1 with the Giants, and it ended ugly. So very few of these coaches, all these interviews, are blue chip stocks. That's John Harbaugh. That will work with the Giants. That's my prediction. Vrabel, a Harbaugh, Jim or John, Sean Payton, blue chip stocks. The rest of them, including Brian Daboll, who I like, it's like venture capitalism. There's a lot of promise. There's a lot of hope. You need restructuring and new leadership. But it should be noted, all those smart people with all that money, venture capitalists, their hit rate is 20%. And the hit rate on coaches not named Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Vrabel, the hit rate is closer to 20% than 75%. I don't know what he's going to be. I know what he's inheriting: new stadium, stable ownership, better revenue going forward, great left tackle, running back, superstar quarterback, great tight ends, decent defense, not special.